Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, and we're going to bring others with us. So let's get it cracking. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. It goes down after last night episode. Candiace and Monique basically went on Instagram going back and forth at each other. I was like, for real, that's how we going to do it? I thought in this episode, in this scene right here, where Candiace and Monique are sitting down, both of them said that they were sorry, they love each other, they talked to each other right after the incident happened that went down at Katie's hoedown. And I was like, something have to be going on that is good, because Monique invited Candiace and actually Karen to her baby's sonogram party. So it's like, what happened? Like, that quick, that easy? Was it all fake, or did something go down between the ladies? So here we go. Let's get back to the shadiness of Instagram. So there we go. We have Monique. She's doing a live question and answer on Instagram. And basically she's talking about, somebody asked her, do you talk to Candiace? And she goes, literally just blocked her. I have 3 kids, ages 6, 4, and 7 months. That's where I limit childish behavior from others. I was like, OMG. She threw one at Candiace. I was like, wow. And then on top of that, Monique was asked another question. Candiace is filled with shade and drama. How do you deal with it? I don't. Luckily, I have more going on in my life besides the show. I was like, she's shading for real, baby. She's shading. And then we have Candiace. Candiace respond to Monique, you are a great actor. Best victim. I was like, okay. I was like, wow, I can't believe, I thought they made up. I thought everything was all good. And then Monique is asked another question. Did you see Candiace shade you on her story? And meanwhile, she stars in low budget films, classic case of psychological projecting, #blacked. So she's black. So it is what it is between these ladies. I was just like, damn, I really thought that they made up, that they were going to be friends. Everything was going to be all good between each other, because I did like them together. I thought that they did have a good friendship. I just think Candiace got sidetracked because she was getting a lot of attention from Gizelle, and maybe she thought that Gizelle actually liked her and wanted to be her friend, whatever the case may be. And so Candiace ended up telling Gizelle what Monique said about Katie, and then it took a downhill tumble. And I think at that moment, that's when Monique was just like, I don't think I can trust Candiace. I think she's shady. And then we had the hold down situation where it seems like, Monique was actually caping for Ashley, and I understand that because she understands what Ashley's gone through. Ashley's trying to get pregnant, and Ashley had a miscarriage, and Monique has been through the same thing. But Ashley didn't have no mercy for you, Monique. Ashley didn't defend you. None of the ladies defend you last year when Ashley was coming after you. Basically Candiace had your back and forth, you know what I'm saying? But it just seems like Monique is doing way too much of defending Ashley, and I understand why she's defending her. But at the same time, if Ashley wasn't going through her turmoil that she's going through, she wouldn't apologize to Monique. She would have still been going on with that, you drink too much, you were drunk, this and that, you got into a car accident, basically telling all her business, making her look bad, making it look like she's an alcoholic, she has a drinking problem, she needs to go get help, she's falling asleep at the wheel, all she does is drink, and everybody didn't say anything. Gizelle didn't jump in, and Robin didn't jump in to defend, Monique at all. And Ashley was just going in on, Monique, and Monique was taking it. She was taking it like a troop or whatever. She cried to her husband, basically, and then she tried to jump bad too as well, but it didn't work out that way. And Ashley would have never apologized if she didn't have karma coming her way, if she didn't have, Candiace coming after her and accusing her of not wanting to have a baby, and actually, about, and Candiace trying to figure out whether, Michael is gay or not, if Michael's bisexual or not, and actually is, what's her name? Ashley's okay with the situation. So I understand, Monique being a greater person, being a better person, being a Christian and everything like that. But it seems like she's really hard on Candiace. And I understand why, because she didn't want Candiace to fall into the trap. But Candiace has to find herself too as well on this show and find out where she fits into as well. But one thing Candiace shouldn't do is repeat things that people that are her friends say to her, like what she did with the Amistad situation when it came to Katie. But it also seems like Monique is just doing way too much caping for Ashley. It's one thing to feel sorry for her, it's one thing to forgive her, but the way that you caping for her, Gizelle and Robin ain't even caping for her like that, and them are her friends, allegedly. So basically, I guess the moral of the story is these ladies pretend like they're friends on the show, but they really ain't friends, because I really thought that Candiace and Monique actually made up, and I wanted to see that friendship come together, because I think Candiace needs a little bit of guidance too as well, but she don't need you to be pointing your finger down at her and yelling at her, and then on top of that defending her enemy in front of her too as well, because that makes it seem like, okay, she feels like she's under attack. And even though, you know, Monique has pulled, you know, Candiace to a side and talked to her, but when Candiace felt attacked by Ashley, and she knows the trifling things that Ashley did to her, and you know, she's basically she's windmilling, and then on top of that, you know, Candiace needs a storyline. She doesn't have a storyline. You know, the mama storyline is, you know, is boring, is tired, and who else to go at but Ashley, because they were supposed to be friends, and somehow their friendship just went downhill, and they don't even like each other, act like they didn't even know each other when Ashley brought Candiace on the show. And you think Ashley and Candiace will be close to each other, because that's how Candiace got introduced to the show, but they turn out to not even like each other, to be friends. They can't even be civil to each other. So it's crazy. And I just think it's a misfortune, and I just think it's just terrible that, you know, Monique and Candiace are going back and forth at each other. It shouldn't be that way at all. They really should stick together and be friends, because you don't see Gizelle and you don't see Robin doing that, and basically Karen don't give a shit. She'll be friends with Monique, she'll be friends with Candiace or whatever, but she ain't here to play no games, because Karen already knows that these ladies ain't her friends, and they'll talk about her behind her back. So it is what it is, and she'll talk about them too. And you see Karen just running her mouth. She don't care what she says about anybody on the show now. I was just like, oh Lord. So, and I really do think that, you know, Candiace needs some help, and she needs some support of how to learn how to be a mature woman, because she actually never had matured because of the relationship that she has with her mother, because Candiace's mother, Dorothy, coddled her for so long and made her feel like a princess, a child, that she didn't have to do this, she didn't have to do that. Now Candiace is in a circle with some vicious women, and she doesn't know how to relate. She doesn't know how to figure out who's the snake, who's not the snake, to say this or say that. She doesn't know how to act around these adult ladies that are kind of like snakes too as well. She hasn't developed that skill. Her mother didn't teach her that yet, because her mother was too busy manipulating and controlling her mind too as well. So Candiace is just like her mother, that she can't see what she's doing wrong too as well. She can't see who's the snake in the picture too as well. And plus, Candiace needs a storyline too as well. So it is what it is. So we'll just see how this plays out. I'm just like, OMG. So what's going on? How the tables have turned. You guys tell me what you think about the situation. I like each and every one of the ladies on the show. I'm enjoying this season 2 as well. But I just really did wish that Candiace and, you know, Monique stayed close and stayed tight, because I really think that they could have learned from each other. But it is what it is, baby.